check out these fantastic petunias that are finally blooming. But guess what we're gonna do? That's right. We're gonna be pruning these babies back. Honestly, this is one of the hardest parts of growing things. You start them from seed, they get all nice and big. Now keep in mind, these are still in they're 1-inch soil blocks, well 3/4 inch, not even an inch. So I'll pull one of them out, I'll show you. So here it is, it's sitting there, look at that. They're all nice and healthy, they're doing really well in here, but I do want to pot them up into 2-inch soil blocks because they can get bigger and grow stronger, so that when I am ready to plant these out into my planters and containers, they're as big, if not bigger, than the ones I could buy from the store. So we are going to be pruning them back, and you say, why? Well, what pruning them does is it's going to help them branch out, and it's going to have them put their efforts into growing the roots and not be specifically into setting buds and blooms, and it's going to make them a lot bushier, fuller, and healthier plants in the long run, even though it's so hard to prune them off. Look how pretty they are. So I believe this one here is the photo finish burgundy, and I'm not sure if these are the dark purple or also photo finish burgundy as well, and they're just a darker ones because these I've saved seeds from over the years. This one, I'm not really sure what color it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be like that stripy purple, but sometimes it can be bright pink when it opens up. It's hard to tell from the outside before it blooms. So first off, in order to get these babies into their new home, we're gonna have to start some soil blocks. So let's go. All right, so I have my stuff all set up down here on the floor because my table is occupied right now and I don't feel like trying to move everything off of it, so we're just going to do it down here on the ground. A lot of people ask me what I use for my soil blocks. Do not come at me. This stuff is amazing. I used to use Pro-Mix, and I still use the Pro-Mix for when it goes outside into the greenhouse and I'm doing soil blocks and potting up, and all my containers I do use the Pro-Mix for. But several years ago, I was starting my seeds and nothing else was available at any of the garden centers, and I had to buy it at Costco. It was the only soil I could get at Costco, and so I thought, well, it's worth a shot. So I tried it, and it was fabulous for two things. So it is the indoor potting mix. It is designed to be less prone to gnats. And for anyone that starts seeds in store inside, fungus gnats are just like the bane of everyone's existence, and I have struggled over the years with fungus gnats. So it includes perlite, which helps increase airspace and improves water drainage, and it does not have like a lot of bulk and mulch. So many of the potting mixes have so much like chunks of wood and mulch and stuff in here. I mean, okay, that's from the branch up ahead. There are a few that are in here, very small, that I can just kind of pull out. But if I was using a regular potting mix, I would have to sift it before I can use it with the mini soil blocks. Not so much with the bigger soil blocks, but with the minis, I would definitely have to sift it. With the indoor potting mix, I do not have to sift at all for any of it, and I have not had a single fungus gnat in my grow room in 4 years. 4 years that I've been using this, so I will not use any other soil inside my house. This is the only soil that's ever going to go inside my house. I switched to the Pro Mix because I get in the bales and it's cheaper and it's probably better, I don't know, but my seedlings do fantastic in it, and that's all I'm going to be using indoors for my soil blocks. It is very windy out here. I had to put my jacket on. I tried to make it look like it was a lot warmer than it was. It's like 40 degrees. It's nice in the sun, but I'm kind of in the shade here a little bit under the gazebo because this is the only place I have room to do this. So I am going to show you what I'm doing. And somebody's trying to get in the shot. You need the camera. Are you trying to get in the shot? You going to come over here? Yeah. He's just excited to be outside in the garden today. So I have 2 containers. I'm going to try and get at least 3 big trays full of soil blocks because we got a lot of petunias and I have other stuff that needs to get potted up. So I have just already pre-moistened this. I use some hot water out of the tap. So if you see the steam coming off of it, that is going to be nice and warm because it's easier to work with. It absorbs water faster, and I won't have to worry for it to warm up before I plant my seedlings in it. So that's another thing, like I've seen people talking about, especially like the seed starting mix, like Jiffy and stuff, and they're like, oh, it's hydrophobic and it's really blah blah blah, and it's like, well, it's not. I mean, that's what the product is. It's very, very dry, and if you use hot and boiling water in the Jiffy seed starting mix, it does help to kill any fungus gnats in there, but it also really, really helps it to absorb water. So my recommendation, if you are mixing up seedlings, use some hot water if you can. It just makes it easier, no matter what mix you're using. It just absorbs faster. And if you do have truly hydrophobic soil, or my stupid hair is driving me nuts, or potting mix, you can add a tiny bit of dish soap to the water and then pour it in. And the dish soap is going to affect the water tension, and it's going to help it absorb better, and it's not going to damage your plants at all. So there you go. There's a little tip for you today. If you get nothing else out of this video. Okay. And Dexter has had enough. He's going back inside. All right, and how do we know when our soil blocks are ready? The soil. So you want to grab it, you want to squeeze it, you want a bit of water to come out, but you want it to be able to maintain its shape. All right, so you can see my fingerprints in there like that. That should be good. We'll do a few practice test runs and then we will see. Like you can see, I just use straight up potting mix. I don't use any of the fancy mixes, which I know it's probably better, and I know it's really recommended for the soil blocking, but I never have, because I started soil blocking during the big C and it just, none of it was available. Like, there were several years that I could not get any soil unless I bought it at Costco, because they were the only one bringing it in. Canadian Tire, Lowe's, garden centers, they weren't even bringing any shipments of anything in until like the summertime. So that's how I started, and it worked just fine. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. All right, we're gonna see if we can make this work. I'm like twisted up like a pretzel. I'm sitting on the other Pro Mix bale, but it'll make it. I think you can see what we're doing. So I have the larger 2-inch soil block here. It's got the little squares, the square nibs for putting the plugs in, and we're just gonna go in. And I do like to keep it a little bit flatter on that side, so we'll see. Yeah, I'm not getting enough flat space. Slide it on the bottom here, and then I'm going to set it down on the edge, and I always like to do a pre-press just kind of part way down just to give it a good squeeze. We got a lot of water coming out, so it might be too wet right now. We'll see if they hold their blocks, their shape. And they're holding their shape, yay. I'm also going to make sure that I leave enough space. I'm going to try and do like 4 and then a space, 4 and then a space, just a little bit. Helps with airflow and also helps with watering getting around. Sometimes I try to cram as many in as I can, and that kind of ends up biting me in the butt later. And I'm going to come into the side. It might be a little bit easier since I have too much soil there. And these are as wet as I would want them. Like, they are verging on too wet, but they'll be fine once I'll let them dry out a little bit before we put the plugs in. All right, you want to get a little closer? Do you want to come in for a closer look? Let's go check out what I'm doing, okay? So, okay, well, not that close, back up. Gosh, your person Dexter, excuse me. All right, there you go. Okay, so you can see I'm trying to leave a little bit of a space here, and we're gonna come in and just give it a little pre-squeeze. And ta-da! All right, so I have a couple more trays here. I'm gonna see if I can get all 4 of these done. That would be awesome. And then I will get to the potting up and the pruning of those poor little petunias. All right, so I've got my trays. I've got 2 trays done, so I'm gonna get these guys in. So I'm just gonna show you what I'm gonna do. We have to separate the soil blocks. So they are in blocks of 20. Now this one, these 3 guys are kind of falling out, so I'll put those to the side. They're gonna go here. And then the rest, they're kind of in a mesh of roots. So you can just kind of come in here and cut them. You can use a knife, you can use snips, you can use scissors, or you can just kind of tear them like that. All right, so there's a block of 20 of the soil blocks. I don't know how many seedlings we have on there. I'm just gonna come in and give them a nice haircut. So I'm just going to come in here and just give them a prune back. I'm not going to be too terribly precise with it. If I was just doing a couple, I would be. Like when I do the dahlias, I'm going to be a lot more precise, but coming in, I'm just going to give them a nice prune back haircut like this, and they'll do just fine. Okay. And some of these, like this, I could take the flowers off and just use those too. I could do this. And I could pot that up and propagate that as well. So some of these could get propagated if I have the information and the space for it. Can you see? You can see, right? Okay. So then we're just going to come in and we're going to separate these from the underneath. And pop them in. So there we go. And you don't have to be this brutal with it as I did, but I find seedlings are actually a lot tougher than we give them credit for sometimes, but some of these might have gone a little too harsh. But okay, now some of these aren't as big, so I don't have to. I'm going to leave that one open there because that's a different color. But see how big it is if I do it like this? So some of these are a lot bigger than others. So some of the ones that are smaller like these, I probably won't, I'll prune them back a little bit later. But this one I'm coming in and getting some of this out. Just gotta make room for the rest of the plants. Okay, so I'm going to continue destroying my petunias inside because it's getting colder, and these have not, I mean, this is the most they've ever seen of the sun shining outside, and it's a bit much for them. I don't want them to be out here any longer than they have to be. So I'm going to finish this inside, and then I'll show you what they look like when they're all put together and put away on their beds. Okay, so I told you I would show you. So those two trays took a tray and a half of the smaller ones. Why I like the soil blocks, because I can get what used to just take 2 of these little ones is going to take 3 of these larger boot trays. So thank you so much for watching. This has been so exciting to actually be outside, and we're hoping to get some nice warmer temperatures. It's nice to see the snow. Almost all the snow is melted. So let me know in the comments below, have you ever had to prune back any of your flowers? Have you had to clip off those blooms so that you have better plants in the future? It's hard to do, but sometimes gardening is all about tough love. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Bye.